Hey there, welcome back to Metatron's Academy. I've got something really, really awesome today, and it's going to change the way you say some things from now on, guaranteed. Now, I think we all know what the Victorian Age is. There's some things are good about it, some things are bad about it, but in general, I'd say that recently we've been focusing mostly on the way they speak. We found some early recordings, both of Victorian men, Victorian women, the way they spoke, but we focused mostly on the accent, the overall intonation. But today we're going to focus on some Victorian Age slang that I think should absolutely come back in usage because it's awesome. So there are several websites that tackle this, but I really found this one. I'll put a link in the description, called 77 Delightful Victorian Slang Terms You Should Be Using. And of course, I'm going to read each and every single one of these in alphabetical order. I would say if I wanted this video to have the lowest average watch time in YouTube's history. No, I found the best ones for you, specifically selected. Check this one out. A basket of oranges. What does that mean, you say? This phrase, which referred to a pretty woman, originated in Australia before making its way to England. Can you imagine that? Oh, look at her. She's a basket of oranges. I'm so gonna tell my wife. I'm gonna go tell now. I'm gonna tell her now. Hey, love.
Hey,
You're a basket of oranges.
I'm a what?
A basket of oranges.
I am?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
It's a Victorian slang for a pretty girl.
Oh my goodness.
You're a basket of oranges.
That's very sweet.
Cha cha cha.
Yeah.
All right. Next, coffee sisters. Coffee sisters. Victorian era women enjoying a coffee break. A 19th century German term, initially, I'd like to underline, for malignant gossipers. Does it mean gossip? No, it doesn't. So this is that's just the origins of it. In Victorian slang, the coffee sisters refer to women who frequently gather together to chat, often over coffee. So it can be understood as a way to say your besties. Coffee sisters. Use it now. Send a text to your coffee sister. You're welcome. Many more to come. Okay, here's my favorite. Champagne weather. A rather sarcastic society term used from 1860 onward to refer to bad weather. Champagne weather. So it's raining outside. Oh, I can already imagine the Victorian people saying this. Oh dear, you're not going out today with that champagne weather? Champagne weather, I love it. I'm so gonna say champagne weather from now on, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Oh dear, 'tis champagne weather again. What shall we do? Next, bubble around. A verbal attack generally made via the press, where demonstrated its usage with a sentence from the Golden Butterfly, open quotes, I will back a first-class British subject for bubbling around against all humanity. Close quotes. So basically, oh my gosh, I'm going to use this one against my haters, the detractors that can't stand me. Stop bubbling around. What's that all about? Bubble around. Oh my gosh, I love it. Now, if you think for a moment, give me a second before we continue. I've got an amazing one next. But if you think for a moment, well, yeah, these are nice, but it's not like I'm gonna use an expression from the freaking Victorian age. Well, you do already. Let me give you two examples. Now, given these are more common, I suppose, in England than they would be in other places, but that doesn't prevent you from using them from now on. One would be the expression, excuse my French. I love it. Like when I was in England as a teenager, spent some time, that's where I picked up my English, because English is not my first language, of course. But when I was in England, and I remember people being like, they would say this immediately after using an extremely vulgar swear word. So they'll say something really vulgar and then say, excuse my French, which is hilarious as an expression, because it's probably like a making fun of upper class when they're like speaking English, but then since they want to show how eloquent they are, they would say something like, yes, and today we could speak a little bit about the bourgeoisie, excuse my French. Like, that's, I think, where it came from. Another one actually kind of connects to a really funny anecdote that I had personally. So I was in Sicily, English teacher, together with someone from London who was also an English teacher. His name was Hugo. We were teaching together at school, and then at one point I saw him in the morning. Well, it was like lunchtime, and I said, hey Hugo, how you doing? He's like, oh, very well, thank you. And then I asked him, so what did you do this morning? And he said, oh, just went to see a man about a dog. And I stopped. You what? And he goes, I just went to see a man about a dog. A dog? What dog? What? Sorry? What did you say? You mentioned a dog. No. You said you went to see a man about the dog. What dog? There's no dog. Are you having an episode? Seriously, what are you on about, man? Are you hearing impaired? You said about the dog. So, the expression, I went to see a man about a dog, or I'm going to see a man about a dog, means I'm going to do something I don't want to tell you. Sometimes it can be something a little cheeky, but in general, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to do it. Just did some things, but it's an expression. And I didn't know. So I literally thought he was talking to a man about a dog. So are you adopting a new puppy? Like, I completely misunderstood the guy, which was absolutely hilarious as a little situation. Anyways, yeah, that expression too is from the late 1800s. People still use it in the UK, at least. I went to see a man about a dog. And yeah, it's Victorian in origin. So there we go. I'm just upping your pool of words. And next one, you're going to love it. Butter on bacon. Extravagance. Too much extravagance. Open quotes. Are you going to put lace over the feather? Isn't that rather butter upon bacon? I love it. So yeah, when you're exaggerating. So like, I can imagine now that I live in America, I can imagine a few situations where I would say with the amount of sodium, for instance, that you guys put. Regardless, I could say, but that's like butter upon bacon, isn't it? Like, that's an exaggeration. That's too much. I love it. This one cracked me up. Can't you feel the shrimps? Now, I want to underline before we continue. Some of the expressions that we saw belonged to upper class slang. Some could also be middle class. This one is low class, and I freaking love it. But just to say that slang kind of was a little bit everywhere, although there is a whole discussion that we can have on the idea of hygienizing speech, so making speech more hygienic, if you will, in the sense that particularly when it was women, middle to upper class, that was often discouraged in period from using slang in general, to speak in a way that was more conducive to a better reputation as a distinguished woman. But in general, slang is a thing. Now, of course, some slang even fits in a way, the middle class at least, but some slang was like this, and I love it. So, a Cockney phrase from 1877 meaning smell the sea. Oh, can you imagine that? I can already imagine it, and I love it. Can't you feel the shrimps? Yeah, it's like, what is the freaking sea, mate? I can't see it. Can't you feel the shrimps? Goodness gracious. Next, I'm having a great time. I don't know about you. Oh, this one. What the low classes would have said, instead of Jesus Christ, they would say cheese and crust. Frightful at first sight, this phrase suggests a slight sense of respect by its veiling of the oath. Where wrote, open quotes, also a little touching as being a phrase associated with comfort, to those amongst whom comfort is little known, close quotes. Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I would use this because I personally don't like using this because, again, I'm a Christian, so I don't like using his name in vain.